Stand up for me, and we'll stand together. I'm the sky above you, and I love you, everyone. Stand up for me, for your great-grandmother, for your father, brother, and each other and everyone. Be the light.
I was homeless for 10 years, living under the bridges, in the bushes. That was just a way of life, and finding a safe spot was really hard to do, but we eventually kind of owned one, if you will. We had areas where we kept clean for cooking, kept our safe stuff there, folded it all up and hid it in the brush.
For many years, Central City Concern has pursued a vision of providing comprehensive solutions to ending homelessness. But a vision, no matter how unique, no matter how brilliant, doesn't actualize itself. It's implemented by dedicated staff who bring their skills and compassion to their work. You're about to meet 3 of those people.
When I was a kid, I was told that I wasn't worth anything. So I believed that. As I grew up, addiction, the abuse, that just validated that I wasn't worth anything. When I got clean and came to CCC, my life started changing. I came to a point where I wanted to help other people because I knew how hard it was. So when there was the job tenant assistance opened, I applied for it and I was hired, and I got to be able to go to all of our buildings and be able to help other tenants who were very similar to me. I did a lot of the footwork for them, and I continue to do that. I've helped over 300 homeless folks get into housing and somewhat stable. When I help someone get into housing, they really have a lot of gratitude and tell me over and over and over, thank you, thank you. I said, well, you're welcome, because I understand that feeling. And you just keep doing, pay your bills, pay your utilities, and that'll keep you here, and that's how you can thank me.
The people that work at Central City Concern are excellent in engaging homeless people, often because of their own personal experiences or the values that they've incorporated into their life and special insights they've gained. They know, for instance, that many people, after they achieve housing, are ready for employment.
A large amount of our clients, when they're coming in, haven't worked for a really long time. And it's really helpful to have someone who's been helping people through it. How to fill out an application, where to look for jobs, figuring out what kind of job they might want to do and what job they can do with the barriers that they may have. Central City Concern really stands up for our clients by believing in them, investing in them. The Employment Access Center does have career mapping where people can really start from what do I want to do, and they can get feedback from their peers and from people at the Employment Access Center telling them, yeah, you would be good at that. That would work for you. I grew up in Southeast Portland, only child with 2 parents from New York that had moved to Oregon like 10 years prior. My childhood was really stable. I was active in high school, and I ended up going to college at Auburn University in Alabama. Really couldn't have done it without my parents' support. My mom definitely had a really rough childhood. Her parents had surrendered her to the state. She was in an orphanage for girls in upstate New York. My mom went through a ton of trauma and a ton of horrible stuff, and she's an amazing person. From a really early age, I realized that life can be really unfair and people can really be the victims of bad situations, not getting the same type of stability or things that my parents gave me. Families that are at risk of losing their children to the system or having to surrender their children. I had a connection there as far as my mom's experience growing up and just dealing with that.
Providing housing and employment have a profound effect in ending homelessness. But if people need medical care, we provide it. If they need recovery services for addiction or mental health, we provide it. We're there for them to cover these needs so they can maintain their success in ending their homelessness.
My name is Barbara Martin. I am the Senior Director of Primary Care for Central City Concern, and I'm a physician assistant as well. I had an opportunity to get into some more of the leadership of the clinic, and that's been incredibly interesting. I grew up with my parents being pretty socially aware, and I think that's been instilled in me both through my family and then also sort of driven me towards wanting to do work in my life that would make a positive change. I really love CCC and I love the mission. I believe I'm personally engaged. I feel like this is a good place to work and we're doing good work. We're on the cutting edge. I mean, we're able to have a voice in the changes in healthcare in our state and in our country, and being able to be a voice for folks who may be homeless, who may have no insurance, who may have Medicaid, who may have Medicare, and keeping that voice present. I feel a duty.
There are people that come to us who we house and provide care to who are at the end of their lives. To us, it's vitally important that they experience human dignity in those last days, and we're there for them too.
We have we call it a remembrance ceremony, where once a year, Old Town Clinic staff have basically like a little memorial service for our clients who have died over this past year, and literally saying their names. And we know that some of these folks don't have family, friends. They haven't had another memorial service. They haven't had their name remembered. And to me, that's about us standing up to remember them as valuable human beings.
It was overwhelming to feel the love and the encouragement that CCC showed me after getting a job position or a raise. It was huge. Knowing how to do all those things from my peers, coworkers, recovery support, it's pretty overwhelming.
And be the laughter, be the reason for the sun to rise. Stand up for me, and I'll stand beside you. I'm the light that guides you from inside you and everyone.